It's honestly been a stacked month for the Nintendo Switch 2. We've had Hollow Knight Silksong, Hades 2, and even Pokemon Legends ZA all circling release windows. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind for players. And because of that, some smaller titles have understandably flown right under the radar. But one of those games in particular caught my attention, and I think it might just be one of the biggest sleeper hits of the year. That game is Absolum. Today, I want to talk about why you should care about it and what makes it stand out from the crowd, and why it's a surprisingly great pick for Switch 2 owners right now. Absolum is a roguelike beat-em-up developed by Guard Crush Games and Super Monks, and published by Dotemu, the same team behind Streets of Rage 4 and TMNT Shredder's Revenge. You play as a small team of outcast heroes fighting to reclaim a world torn apart by magic. The Tyrant Sun King Azra has outlawed magic entirely, and now you're leading a rebellion to bring it back. At its core, Absolum mixes the best of two worlds, the fast, combo-heavy energy of a classic brawler and the depth and replayability of a roguelite. It's got that familiar run-based structure like Hades 2, short, intense missions where you earn upgrades, die, come back, and push further each time, but it delivers that loop through pure arcade-style action. Now, I know the indie scene is full of roguelites these days, so what makes Absolum special is that fusion of old and new done right. Where a lot of modern games try to reinvent everything, Absolum embraces what made beat-em-ups fun in the first place. Punchy controls, crisp feedback, and satisfying combos, but adds modern systems that give it long-term depth. You've got branching level paths, permanent upgrades, skill customization, and runs that always feel a little different. It's nostalgic, but it doesn't feel dated. It actually feels fresh. And I think what makes it such a smart fit for Switch 2 players, it's quick to pick up, rewarding to master, and it fits that one more run before bed loop perfectly. Absolum features 4 main playable heroes, each with their own movesets, personalities, and progression paths. Galandra, a dark elf knight who mixes swordplay with necromantic powers. Carl, a heavy-hitting dwarf who fights with his fists and blunderbuss for short-range bursts. Cider, an agile fighter built for speed and aerial combos. And Brome, a frog wizard who focuses on magic, spacing, and traps. Each character plays completely differently, and switching between them genuinely changes how you approach the game. For me, Brome quickly became a favorite. He's not your typical brawler. Instead of brute forcing through enemies, Brome rewards smart positioning and timing. He uses spells, barriers, and ranged attacks to control the fight. I think he has a great visual design as well, bright, expressive, and full of personality. He looks like he walked straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon, and that theme really extends across the entire roster. The art direction in Absolum is one of its biggest strengths. Everything is hand-drawn, from the environments to the character animations, and it gives the game this incredibly fluid 2D animated feel. Every punch, spell, and special move has personality and weight. What I love is that it doesn't really rely on gritty realism or 3D effects. Instead, it embraces bold outlines, expressive motion, and a visual clarity that's both nostalgic and modern. It feels like watching an interactive cartoon brawler, which instantly sets it apart from a lot of its peers. And even during chaotic battles where the screen fills up with enemies and abilities, you can still track what's happening, which shows just how much care went into the animation design. Like most roguelites, Absolum is about learning, improving, and adapting. You'll start with short, punishing runs, slowly earning resources to upgrade your characters and unlock new arcanas, ability modifiers that completely change how you play. Maybe you boost your movement speed, gain new spell effects, or enhance your dodge mechanics. Each upgrade pushes you a little further and keeps you experimenting with builds, kind of like Hades boons, but with that beat 'em up twist. And between runs, you can invest in permanent upgrades to your health, damage, or skill slots, which helps you to progress faster the next time around. It's a satisfying mix of quick action and long-term growth, the kind of loop that makes just one more run turn into 3. That said, don't expect this to be easy right away. In your first few hours, Absolum can feel like a coin eater straight out of the arcades. Enemies hit hard, your health pool is small, and the progress feels hard earned. And that's very intentional. The devs clearly wanted that classic arcade tension, where each stage feels like a new test, and every inch of progress feels earned. But as you level up your abilities and unlock more tools, the difficulty starts to balance out. Suddenly, you're dashing between enemies, chaining long combos, and taking down mini bosses that felt impossible before. It's a great difficulty curve, tough but fair, and there are accessibility settings that let you adjust how much damage you can take or deal, so anyone can enjoy it without feeling locked out by the challenge. Now let's talk about performance, specifically for Switch 2. From player tests and early technical impressions, the game maintains a near-locked 60 frames per second in both handheld and dock modes, even during large-scale fights with multiple enemies and particle effects. In terms of resolution, handheld typically runs around 720p, while dock mode reaches around 1080p. Both sharp thanks to the art style's clean line work and animation. Because of its visual design, it holds up beautifully regardless of screen size. However, it's worth noting that this current version of Absolum is still the original Switch build running through backward compatibility. That means it isn't yet taking full advantage of the Switch 2 hardware. There's no evidence of higher resolution assets or enhanced graphical modes. And honestly, that's where I'd love to see a future update or a full dedicated Switch 2 port. The game already looks and plays great, but a version with boosted native resolution, say 1440p dock, or higher quality scaling in handheld could make those hand-drawn visuals truly shine. Even without that though, Absolum's performance is solid, responsive, and perfectly tuned for fast-paced action. Exactly what you want from a modern beat-em-up on Nintendo hardware. At the end of the day, Absolum feels like a love letter to beat-em-ups, but one that understands how to modernize the genre. It's stylish, fast-paced, and surprisingly deep. It rewards skill and experimentation, but never feels overwhelming. And best of all, it's one of those games that's just fun to play, something you can pick up for 20 minutes or sink into for hours. If you're a fan of Hades 2, Streets of Rage 4, or just classic arcade action with a modern twist, Absolum absolutely deserves a spot on your Switch 2. So that's been my first thoughts and impressions of Absolum, but I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried it yet? Or is this one you've maybe been floating around but haven't checked out? Drop your thoughts down in the comments and let me know which character you're planning to main. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more first impressions and Switch 2 coverage coming soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.